Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Florida Restaurant Lodgings webinar today with virtual dining concepts. My name is Susie McKinley. I'm the editor of the Florida Restaurant Lodging magazine and the director of research and marketing support. And we are really excited to present this webinar and hope you will enjoy it. It's going to be recorded and will be up on frla.org this afternoon in our webinar section. And you can also ask questions and just put them in the control panel here on your on the screen, and we'll address those as they come, or if some of them come a little bit later, we'll hit them at the end. Thanks again, and here is Robert Earl, the founder of Virtual Dining Concepts.
Thank you so much, Susie. Good morning, fellow Florida restaurateurs. Ladies and gentlemen, today our objective is to give you a deeper dive into the new world of virtual dining. Not just our company, but the whole notion and the whole new element to our fellow industry. So please feel free at the end to ask any questions you like. Today we're going to cover our company, the market, how we see the future of virtual brands, and along with myself, we have our co-founder, my son Robbie, we have Eric Greenspan of Food Network fame, and Kelly Grogan, who looks after all our sales and customer care. So a very quick overview for you. Virtual dining for us, the definition is very simply an online brand for delivery only. It doesn't have bricks and mortar. Specifically, if you go to Google or if you go to one of the third-party platforms and type in chicken near me, more and more of the menus and names that will pop up are not ones that, as someone driving on the streets, you would have ever seen a building with the same name on. They're simply virtual. They're created to be prepared and delivered by one of the third-party platforms, or what we will also explain to you, consumer direct, where the website or ordering app allows you to have a direct relationship. So as a fellow restaurateur over the last 2 years, like all of us, I've been looking for additional top-line sales. I divide that into 3 categories. What more can I do for dine-in? What more can I do for online or to go for my own core brand? I'm sure everyone on the line today has been working on their curbside pickup and working on their relationships, excuse me, with all the third-party platforms. Because of COVID, this has been accentuated for all of us, but we as a company have been thinking for a very long time that virtual dining is part of the answer. I'm personally a believer that over the last 2 years, the failure of retail has led the landlords to repurpose all the stores and shops that are out there, fortunately or unfortunately, into more F&B without a proportionate growth of people that will dine out. So even before COVID, a large percentage of restaurants where they hadn't lowered their quality at all, but they were starting to suffer. So the next thing we did was come up with really creative online delivery ideas. Now, let's talk about virtual. Our company is the leading purveyor of brands, the leading purveyor of A to Z completely finished concepts, where you, the restaurateur, do not need to be distracted from your core job. As Robbie and Eric are going to explain to you, we do everything for you, from the onboarding onwards, all the marketing, the advertising, the PR, and we even overlay them in most cases with world-renowned celebrities. We ask you to become our market partners. And very simply, you are the distribution point, you are the cooking preparation point, and there are no upfront fees in this business whatsoever, or certainly not with our company. But the idea is that you select some of our brands, and as Robbie and Eric will tell you, we have done them as restaurateurs for restaurateurs. And so we've chosen, subject to your crazy service times, when you don't have time, we've done it subject to your limitations on equipment. We've also done it subject to no wastage. And we've done it in a way that majority of product coming into your freezer, quite a large percentage, as Eric will explain, goes from freezer straight into the reheating process. A lot of products coming in, even certain items pre-cooked, just ready to complete. So all of these aspects together give you a brand or several brands. We believe that realistically, without any pressure, that we can give you 3 brands that you can integrate. And those 3 brands could add maybe $150,000 a year of sales to your top line, throwing off a third of that. Why do they throw off such a high number? Because you have no extra labor, you have no extra rent, and you have no extra utilities. So as a result, you can afford all of the platform fees, including some fees for us. So without further ado, let me pass you over to my son, Robbie, to go through a brief slide presentation.
Thank you, Robert. I'm going to touch on a few of the points that he covered in some more detail, and I'll skip over some of the parts that he explained thoroughly. So, as he mentioned, virtual brands are proliferating at an extraordinary rate, and we've seen a large number of restaurants incorporating it into their daily routine. As he mentioned, you're using your existing equipment, your existing labor, and your existing rent. And from that, we've been able to generate a profit of 30% and upwards. And we want to give you the tools to do exactly that now with our virtual brands. If you aren't already on delivery platforms, or if you are already on delivery platforms, you have probably seen some curves like this before, and the expansion of delivery is only continuing to go upwards. And coming up to 2030, it should be somewhere in the 365 billion range. Why add a virtual brand? So we're not here to take over your entire business. We're here to give you an additional revenue source. And if you're already experiencing delivery, you see some of the profits in the figure 1 on the left. And as you add 1 virtual brand, you can improve those profits. 2, you can improve them further. And 3, you can get to a substantial amount that really impacts your bottom line. This is an extremely important slide. So each of our brands are designed to fit within your restaurant. So whether you have a pizza restaurant or whether you have a flat top and a fryer, you can carry different items. And that way you don't have to bring in any additional equipment. And it's very easy for your staff to have the muscle memory to work with these concepts and really execute them at a high level. We're the leaders in celebrity virtual concepts, and on the right you can see some of our partners. A few of these concepts are available for you today, and a few of them are coming in the future. And it's very important to note that none of these are paid endorsements. They are all our partners and will all become your partners. And their job is to get additional customers to your restaurant, and they are very, very invested in the brand. And Chef Eric will tell you a little bit about the genesis of the brands and how he creates the concepts with each of the talent. A little bit about us. I'm going to skip over this quickly, and Eric can cover a little bit about who he is and what he does. We give you everything you need. So you're only going to focus on executing orders. We're going to give you the technology. We're going to give you purchase guides. We're going to cover all of the third-party costs. We're going to implement all of the third-party platform listings. We've gone through hours and hours of testing and hours of menu development, and we've created the most sophisticated but simple process for you to learn these concepts and execute them at scale. Economics. So we currently offer different economics for our celebrity brands and our premier brands. Our celebrity brands are a little bit higher because we have to compensate them for the marketing spend that they're giving us. But 38 to 35% is around the range that we charge for a concept, but you get 65%. And it's very important to know that of that 65%, you will end up netting that 30% profit or more. And each of the concepts have been designed from a food and packaging standpoint to get to that 30% number. And also, if 38 to 35 seems high to some of you, we cover all of the third-party delivery costs, which are extremely high, but we've gone ahead and taken care of that for you. So all you have to do is focus on executing food orders. You can be up and running in 2 to 3 weeks. Now, this is a relative time frame. It really depends on how fast you get back to us, because there's 2 or 3 paperwork forms that you have to go through. You have to get your food order, and the faster you get through the process, the faster we can get you up, and the faster we can get you making money. And each additional concept you add is an additional incremental revenue amount that you can be making and can get that 30% profit to your bottom line. So I'm going to touch on a few of the concepts now, and then some of the frequently asked questions before I throw it back to Robert. So this is Tiger Bites. This was our first brand that we launched. It's done incredibly well, and a couple of the operational highlights over here. What I talked about was the equipment necessary to operate. So each of our guys show you exactly what equipment you need. So if you have an oven, a regular pizza, if you have refrigeration or a freezer, you are able to carry this concept. You've got your average prep time, supply chain, which we offer Cisco, food and packaging cost, and suggested initial order size. Mr. Beast Burger, this one is has been a passion project of mine for a while. It's actually launching very, very soon. You'll see a lot about it and read a lot about it in the press. If you haven't heard of Mr. Beast, he is the #1 YouTuber in the world. He has a following upwards of 40 million, and his YouTube videos get around 70 million views on average. We've teamed up with him to bring a burger concept to life, that if you have a flat top and a fryer, the refrigeration and a freezer, you can execute this concept and tap into his 40 million followers. Mariah Carey, I'm sure everyone is familiar. We garnered 7 billion press impressions when we launched this last week, and the numbers have been phenomenal. If you are looking to dip your toe into the virtual industry, I would recommend a cookie brand. It's very easy to do. You can pre-bake the cookies and store them for 2 to 3 days shelf life, and then just fulfill the orders as they come in. Wing Squad, this was our first premier brand, and we've really learned a lot from this brand. We've standardized all the marketing. We've gotten down to a local level. This is where we really developed a lot of the formula that you'll see in virtual dining concepts that helps us get you extra orders. And now, as I'm sure you're aware, there's a lot of wing brands out there, and this is definitely one of the top ones. So I'm going to touch on these frequently asked questions real quick and throw it back to Robert and over to Eric. Food ordering, how's it done? So it's a very simple process. We give you a spec sheet, and in that spec sheet, you have primary specifications, which you can see in green, and alternative specifications, which you can see in the other colors. If for any reason you can't get this primary specification, we give you alternatives that your current food supplier will have. And we work with a number of them, which I'm happy to touch on in a little bit more detail later. Impact on operations. All of this is designed so that it's a zero prep solution, and a lot of the stuff is very will fit in very easily with your storage space. We're not trying to take up too much. On average, a brand differs on a brand to brand basis, but we try and take up as little space as possible for each brand. We give you everything you need technology wise. All orders filter into one tablet, and that tablet you can pair with a printer, or you can just have the tablet, and it helps you organize anything. It helps track accounting. very simplistic, and it gives you all the details you need to run your virtual business. Training, we've standardized this in all one portal, and if you can't see the smaller screen, we have training videos, we have the ordering guides here, and then we give you some bills. Finally, a test at the end so that you can test some of your team members and employees to make sure that they've followed all of the details. Branded packaging, some of our brands have proprietary packaging, and if for any reason you can't get that through your existing supply chain, we have created a portal called VDC on the Fly, and you can order all of your stickers here. Here's an example of Mr. Beast of some of the stickers that you order for the different burger items. Last but not least, I'm going to touch on marketing real quick. So amongst all the great things we do PR-wise and national scale campaigns, we also like to focus on a local level, so that your restaurant gets the business that it needs from the customers around it. And I'd like to point out there is an exclusive radius for your for your restaurant, and that radius is determined on what city you're in. It averages around about 3 miles around where you are that you get an exclusivity for a brand. So 4 of the things that we do I'm going to touch on quickly and then throw it back to Robert. Directory listings, this was a big win for us. We finally got Google to recognize what a virtual brand is, and now that directory listing is up there, people discover food and it helps you with search terms. Targeted ad campaigns, that's your Facebook, your Instagram, your Google campaigns. Email campaigns are super important. It's done through a lot of the third parties. It's done through the customers that we have in our system, and we can continue to engage them. And finally, last but not least, in-app third-party promotions. That's where we see an incredible amount of traction. That's how we do offers and deals that get you new customers, so you can turn those into recurring customers. I'm going to turn it back over to you, Robert.
Thanks.
Dad?
Thanks. I think we'll all agree that one can't develop great food concepts without a great chef. We went out and found one. It gives me pleasure to introduce you to one today. He has won many competitions. He's an author. He's on TV regularly. He even beat Bobby Flay at his own game in Iron Chef. Please welcome Eric Greenspan.
Hey, Florida. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Robbie. Pleasure to be here. Look, I've been operating restaurants of all sorts and sizes, from fine dining to quick serve to even ghost kitchens over the past 15, 20 years of my career. And when given the opportunity, and I've seen what's worked, I've seen what's failed. I helped launch Uber Eats in Los Angeles with my grilled cheese restaurant. I was one of the first operators of the ghost kitchen model in a ghost kitchen facility many years ago, and I've seen the successes and I've seen the failures of a lot of those different operations. And when Robert and Robbie came to me and asked to join forces to help bring this VDC vision to life, I was very excited and jumped right in, because I really do think that with all of the flaws in the marketplace with ghost kitchens and all the noise that you hear about virtual and blah, 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 I think that what we have formulated is really the key to the success of brick and mortar restaurants emerging into the virtual world. What have I been tasked with? It starts with obviously creating great, delicious brands, but there's a lot more that I've done and that what we've done to go into that. Number one, it starts with authenticity. Authenticity both as a brand that can stand alone if in fact the client base so that the client base can go beyond just the fans of the celebrities we team up with. Authenticity in working directly with the celebrities to create a brand that speaks to them, that they're engaged with, that they take ownership of, so that we can continue to use, that they are continually excited.
Uh-oh.
I think you've gone on mute, Eric.
Shoot.
Okay, poor old Eric. I think we'll wait until he recovers. Let me introduce you to Kelly. Robbie, maybe you'll talk to Eric. Kelly
Their current
Grogan.
operation.
Eric, we lost you for the last piece.
Perfect. No, it wasn't that important.
Okay, keep going.
So what I was saying is that we've created these menus not only so that they're authentic, not only that they speak to the celebrities and have them engaged, not only that they're delicious and expand beyond the celebrity reach, but also that they're super easy to execute. Training materials are spot on to make it easy for your team to operate them. But most importantly, the menus have been designed so that they fit seamlessly into your operations without causing any confusion. Right? They're easy to execute. There's zero prep. In fact, the only prep for the entirety of our menus currently right now is either diced onions, which you can buy diced, and shred iceberg lettuce, which you can buy shredded. And so they seamlessly fit into your existing operations in a way that they get buy-in from your staff. Your staff wants to execute it because it's an easy way for them to continue to operate, and it doesn't create any confusion and derision away from your existing brick and mortar brands.
Thank you. Let me introduce you to Kelly Grogan. Kelly has worked with me for several years. She's a super marketeer and sales absolute miracle worker. And I asked her to come across to our new company where she spearheads all of our sales initiatives to get restaurants like the people that are on the line today to become our local market partners, to assist them and to help with the onboarding and help to explain an ongoing basis all of the different brands that we create. So we have series of them that are available now, from Mariah Carey's cookies to Mr. Beast burgers to Tiger the Rapper's chicken. And I just want to add, in case you say, what is this name? Is it synonymous with food? What we have found over the years from my ownership of Planet Hollywood and my ownership of Hard Rock Cafe, that having celebrity attachment and endorsement done in the right way ignites a brand. It makes it rise initially above the others. Their own social media following becomes an additional outlet to supplement the advertising that we're doing. And so we, of course, are the first to know that that's stage one. After we've got trial from a customer, it then depends on the quality, it depends on the variety, it depends on the pricing. And so we have used our talent partnerships to get us on the board, to get us on the playing field, to get that first booking on the second reservation order for you. And obviously, after that, we supplement it with what we call in-app advertising with all of the third-party platforms, free transportation, this deal, that deal, that we take care of from the corporate side. We're constantly changing all of the social media, posting every day. And as I said at the beginning of the morning, serving that you are not having to be distracted. Look at it, but not in the legal sense that you are becoming our franchisee. We call you our market partner. And as Robbie explained to you, it gives you a 3-mile radius around your store that no one else encroaches with that brand. So Kelly, why don't you say a few words and then let's open it up to questions.
Thanks, Robert. I think Robbie made a good point earlier in saying that, we have a brand for every kitchen. And so we have an entire team that's dedicated to helping you find one of these solutions that works for existing operations. And we would love the opportunity to work with each and every one of you to discuss how this could fit into what you're doing on a daily basis and help you start generating revenue very, very quickly. So throughout the entire process, you have somebody here to support you from a culinary standpoint, from a tech standpoint, from a marketing standpoint. And at the end of the day, all you have to worry about is making all of those orders when they come in. And our team takes care of absolutely everything else, making this an incredibly easy solution for you to implement inside of your restaurant and get launched very quickly. So we'd love the opportunity, whether you have questions or you're not sure if it would be a fit for your restaurant, we'd love to the opportunity to just sort of explore it with you and talk about how this might really work for you and make 2021 an incredible year for you. So we look forward to speaking with each and every one of you.
Thank you, Kelly. And I would like to add, particularly as our audience is the FRLA, that hotels are just as perfect for this, particularly if you have a 3-day part, particularly like I have to in one of my properties, keep room service open, and we're not utilizing our team inside there, and we've got all the refrigeration space in the world. Hotels will also become a big distribution point in the coming years for virtual brands. I want to thank the FRLA. Oh dear. I want to thank the FRLA for putting us together today. And Susie, if it's okay with you, open the floor to questions.
That is just fine. That sounds great. AJ, anything?
It doesn't look like we've had any questions come in yet from the audience. Did you have any questions that you've had asked in the past, or?
I think we've covered most aspects. Hopefully the silence means that we did a good job and everyone is already on the phone trying to get Kelly so that they can join as our market partners.
Absolutely. And if we don't have any more questions, we really thank you guys for your time today and for everyone joining the webinar. Robert, do you have any final remarks or comments?
No, I hope that myself and the team have given you some further enlightenment into the new sector. Did someone want to ask something? No. I hope that we've given you some enlightenment into the sector, and we would very much like to engage with any of you as you feel to answer more questions, or hopefully for you to consider taking some of these virtual brands into your existing kitchen with no additional labor and no additional rent, and throwing off the 30% plus to your bottom line. And have a good morning. And once again, thank you, FRLA. It's really kind of you to set this up.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, Susie. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.